What's up?
Kenny,
What are we doing?
good morning.
Good morning.
We are in Boulder right now, and we're getting ready to motor pace Gwen. I'm going to be doing the motor pacing. I've got a brand new Honda Ruckus that's just like a month old now, and put premium gas in it for the first time on the way over here, and I think it got me probably an extra 2 or 3 MPHs. And I'm not talking MPGs yet. I don't know what that's going to benefit to, but the top speed I think is improving. So that's what that's the excitement for me. I think the excitement for the viewers today will be this motor pacing session that we're doing with Gwen. So this is not a traditional hour. You ride 3 hours and then you finish an hour behind the bike at an elevated speed. This is more of a race simulation session using the bicycle, or using the scooter, we'll call it, because that doesn't get tired, right? So the session that we're doing today, I'll read you through it. It's 8 times through, and we're doing 0 to 50 seconds of the effort. That's really 20 seconds are hard. We open the gate. That's like a sprinting, and then it's going to be 30 seconds on the wheel. And then from 50 seconds to 4 minutes, you're swapping, moving turns with the bike. So you'll get some draft, and then you'll come out and grab a little air, and your power will oscillate. You're going to have to, it's a judgment call, right? It's like, am I going to go a little bit harder on the uphill here, off to the side of the bike? Where's the wind? So that's really up to the rider. And then at 4 minutes, we're going to slow right down, and then we're going to do another acceleration. So that's a U-turn simulation that we're doing here. And then we've got a 20-second attack off the back of the bike. And then again, we finish with that from 4:30 to 6 minutes. So that's another 90 seconds of really just, we'll call it rolling turns with the bike, but it's mostly just sitting on and then coming off and engaging the effort. And then you'll have 2 minutes recovery. So it's 8 times 8, which is a 64-minute session. I think what we'll do today is we'll leave from Tom Watson, we'll head north on 63rd, and then we'll just do a loop up north. We'll probably have a little bit of gravel in there, and then it's going to get hot today. I think the high is 95 or close to 100, so it'll get hot. So yeah, I'll go find Gwen in my. I love this motorcycle. I paid for this thing, just so we're I'm just doing an ad read for it because I love it so much. But I've got this bag here with all the beverages in it for Gwen today. So that's, you can see I can fit way more in there. And if we're motor pacing when it's cold out, that would be room for bottles, jacket, extra clothes, etc. So there's really a lot to have happen in there. But yeah, so far this has been. I was a tiny bit nervous this bike was going to be too underpowered, and that certainly hasn't been the case. And I think that it's the motor, the engine is only breaking in. So yeah, it's been great. Let's see how the session goes. These false flats are when you really gotta be aware when you're motor pacing that you're not going too hard, because the speed differential to power really increases when the road just goes uphill a little bit. So you got to be really cognizant, always looking in the rear view, see what the athlete, in this case Gwen, how she's getting through it. We're 90 seconds in, so 2.5 more minutes on this front end piece. These little downhills, then you got to make sure we're not going too hard. So I'm looking, I got the power meter hooked up to the bike, and I can see it's 210 watts, 282. So the spikes come hard when the road goes up. So we'll get through this section as we're climbing and approaching 36. You can see we're doing 37k an hour here, so it's not that fast because the road is uphill. There we go. So now we're cresting this little roller, which feels a lot bigger. Now coming into the downhill. Yeah, downhill, I mean, hardly a downhill, but it makes a big difference when you're drafting. See a grimace there, so I'm going to let off the throttle. Let's see. Okay, now the road's going to be going uphill. It's going to be harder. I'm going to enjoy this tiny bit of shade. It feels good in the shade. There we go. Okay, 3:20, 40 seconds to go, but this is when it's getting a little gritty. On this uphill, off the throttle a tiny bit. Thinking about using the wind, using the bike, moments of drafting, moments when you can make it harder. There you go. This not only simulates the effort, but really simulates the thoughts. Tailwind through here. Let's see. Speeds up. Feel that crosswind. Cross tail. We're 3 minutes in, halfway through the set. Approaching the sprinted 4 minutes. U-turn simulation actually. But get through this downhill.
How was that?
Awful. Hold on, Lulu texted. That's my second time behind Patrick motor pacing.
With the new ruckus.
With the new ruckus. There was only once when I felt like it was not fast enough. But yeah, I've done a few motor pacing sessions here, and then back in the day I did them a ton. Motor pacing it's good for me. It's brutal though.
Tell me about your week. You said
it's been a big week. I actually texted Jamie yesterday. I was like, is this really big, or am I just like am I just going crazy? And he's like, no, it's a big week. So yeah, I've done a ton of riding this week. I did a hard ride Tuesday, the Stages ride here in town, which is really hard. It's the hardest ride in town. And then I did a race Wednesday. Thursday I did 8x2 minute hill repeats, and then today I did motor pacing. So I've never done this much. I don't think I've ever done this much quality bike in 1 week. Do you, Pat?
There was a lot of quality this week.
But it just felt like, I could tell every time I'm leaving the doors, my legs are just brutal. They're just fried, and then I'll try to get going fast. Like today, the ride out here, I was really nervous because I just couldn't. Yeah, the legs just hurt, but that's how you get fit. Well, you actually get fit by recovery, but
And then I like the loop that we did today because it was never the same thing twice. And the wind was picking up.
Yeah, it definitely got more windy.
It was like no wind when we started, but I could feel it at the end. There was some big gusts coming in, so
yeah.
I thought that was perfect. And we had a little bit of everything. A little bit of gravel, some down, some fast downhill.
Yep.
We had some hard.
I like the downhill.
That one piece of uphill was insanely hard, I thought.
Yeah.
Where we were going like
really slow.
Donkey slow.
Yeah.
But that's a hard little. I mean, obviously that's because we were going like 65k an hour on the downhill on the way back. So if you're doing that, you're obviously going fast. So.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got next? 10k run?
Yeah, and a sauna because I have to start heat training today.
Woo! What are we getting ready for? What's all this for? Tell us.
Good question. I'm hoping. Well, the next race is a World Cup in Valencia, September 2nd, and then a World Cup the following weekend, September 10th, in the Czech Republic. So those are the next two races for me, and then the only other race that I know I'm doing is Pan Am Games in November. And possibly some other races if I get on start lists. So, yeah.
How'd the bike work today?
Yeah, the bike's good. So I've actually switched bikes.
I noticed.
Yeah, and this one.
You're on the aero bike.
So what happened was my other bike got lost when I traveled.
It's in Frankfurt for like 10 days.
Yeah.
So a week.
Yeah, and so I had to ride this one, and now I don't want to go back. So I'm kind of thankful my bike got lost, I think, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, you better get home. I'll meet you. So you're going to go 75th, basically? I'll find you on 75th.
Yeah.
Okay, because I got to go rip that camera off.
Okay.
Okay, good job. That was fun.
To you too. Nice job.
I love it. The only mistake I made was I bought a black helmet. That thing
They only had black.
They only
were
had
on
black.
sale.
That was
they
were like they were on super sale, but the black
now
helmet
you know why.
was the wrong choice. So I think great job to Gwen, but massive shout out to Dale. Dale was the legend today. That's how we got the shots collected.
My mic.
So,
Up.
there you go. Giddy up. We can't thank Dale enough. So that's really what made today possible. Because couldn't have done that if in a follow cart today.
No.
Couldn't have. No.
All right, I'm going.
Okay, I'll see ya.